Can you tell me a story?
Sure. Once upon a time, a mom needed a new car.
Was she brave?
She was tired, mostly. But she went to Carvana.com and found a great car at a great price. No secret treasure map required.
Did she have to fight a dragon?
Nope, she bought it 100% online. From her bed, actually.
Was it scary?
Honey, it was as unscary as car buying could be.
Did the car have a sunroof?
It did, actually.
Okay, good story.
Car buying you'll want to tell stories about. Buy your car today on
Carvana.
Delivery fees may apply.
Not only do these guys give you the best Jazz coverage in the market, they've got you covered with the Mammoth, the Cougars, the Utes, and the Aggies. This is Jay Scott and Ben Anderson on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Jacob Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Join Scotty G and the coach Friday from 10 to 2 at Next Gen Motors. Grand opening at their new location in Linden, 590 North State Street. Go say hi to Coach. He was wearing a Kiss shirt today. He likes Kiss more than I do. Never get famous wearing makeup.
Yeah.
Got to wear it for the rest of your life.
Yeah. The Kiss is fine.
I mean, I guess Gene can kind of get away with it now, but the rest of them, when you see Paul...
Oh, we built the city as I'm thinking rock and roll.
No, that's
Starship.
Jefferson Starship. Yeah.
I think it's just Starship. I think post-Jefferson.
Were they ever post-Jefferson?
Yeah, I think it was just Starship. Jefferson Airplane, Jefferson Starship, just Starship.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm thinking rock and roll all night long or whatever.
That's Kiss.
That's a good song. I know you don't like it.
It's kind of the same thing over and over again. There isn't too much to the chorus, or not the chorus, the verses.
Yeah, it's one thing.
It is.
It's a hell of a thing.
Is it? Is it really? All right, let's get to this. I guess news broke yesterday. Ben Shams reported what the commissioner and everybody's leaning to as far as this non-tanking stuff goes. Mm-hmm. And you and I kind of picked it apart yesterday, saying, "Wow, this is way too complex. Doesn't really solve anything, and actually could make some stuff worse." Well, Shams, Charania, who carries water for everybody. Apparently, and I have not heard this, so I'm eager to hear this. He went on with Pitt McAfee, and was defending. Was he really defending it? Defending this solution.
This is Adam Silver's crack at trying to basically de-incentivize losing. And the NBA's, this is their version of relegating the bottom teams in the NBA. And so in all of American pro sport, once this is implemented May 28th in an owner's vote, they'll be the first league in American pro sports to penalize the bottom teams in the draft. It's not that you can't acquire players or can't build through the draft. It's just if you're openly trying to be at the bottom, or if you are at the bottom, you're going to be punished by it, by losing lottery balls. So basically in this format, if you're a bottom three team, you will have 2 lottery balls. If you're 4 through 10, you actually have 3 lottery balls. So in a lot of ways, if you're 1 through 3, you're incentivized to win more, in at least enough that you're not at the bottom. So you're going to be trying to win. And then if you're 4 to 10, your goal is to try to win so you don't get sent to the relegation zone. So this is the NBA. And I was told Adam Silver had a call a couple weeks back, and he told the owners, he was very forceful with the owners. I'm not going to lie, there was a couple F-bombs in there. And he told, whether it was owners, GMs, everyone, you should hate to lose. Losing should be uncomfortable. People are now taking it as a badge of honor. And so this is the NBA. They are trying to take the step to crack down on this. And a lot of people might look at this as a radical approach, as an overcorrection in a lot of ways of what's happened in Utah and other leagues. So this is something that's obviously going to have major impact, not only this year, but years to come. Oh, yeah. There are 2 elements to this, Pat, I do want to point out. Mm-hmm. This now means moving forward, you can't pick number 1 back-to-back years, and you can't have a top 5 pick in 3 consecutive years. So that means teams like the San Antonio Spurs right now with Wemby, Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper wouldn't exist. A team like Oklahoma City back in the day with KD and all those guys wouldn't exist. The Rockets right now with the Men Thompson, Reed Shepherd, Alperen Sengun, Jabari Smith Jr. wouldn't exist under this new policy. So this is the NBA trying to basically say F you to teams that are trying to lose.
Shout out Armpit for his weird grunts in the background. But, man, look, I'm not trying to be offended by it. I don't really care. But it's just so funny to me that the Jazz continue to be the face of this tanking thing. It's like This has literally been going on since before the lottery began in the early 80s because people were tanking for Ralph Thompson or Ralph Sampson, excuse me, and all of these different names. This has been going on for a very long time. The idea that the Jazz have crossed some line for somebody is so silly to me, but it does, I guess, represent that there is still some punching bag aspect of the Utah Jazz that they take it on the chin more than some other teams when the Jazz have tanked really hard for 2 years and did it for half of a season twice. But neither here nor there. What is going to happen is it's going to become total chaos. It's going to become unpredictable of how you're going to finish in the lottery. So it does, I guess, disincentivize the idea of whether or not it's worth it to tank. But you are going to punish legitimately bad teams.
Yeah, I guess. You should never want to lose, though.
Yeah,
Ben.
I think that's and look, I think that's totally fair. Here's what I don't trust is that when you look at Adam Silver and how unwilling he is to show conviction with the rules that he does make, a la hard and fast, 65 game minimum, unless for whatever reason you only play 63 or 64, then that's totally cool. And we'll let you just get the MVP award or whatever, make you all NBA first team. Anyways, because we can't have Luka or Cade not on the all NBA first team. Like, we're going to see a team next year, when these rules kick in, just decimated by injuries. Did absolutely nothing wrong. The reason they lost all these games is because they were hurt. And someone tore an ACL, and somebody dislocated a shoulder, and somebody had a concussion, or someone had an emergency with the family, and they left. And as a result, they won 21 games. And they're at the bottom three, and now they're being punished because real things happen to basketball teams all the time. And Adam's going to say, I guess I didn't mean to punish them. I guess that was a mistake. And he will adjust it from there. And I know that they have an end date on here in 2029 when they go back to the drawing board and re-examine what worked and didn't work. And it's going to be totally unpredictable how this, affects teams over the next couple of years as far as where they're going to wind up in the lottery. But the strategy teams are going to tank to get the best lottery odds is not hard to figure out. We walked through it yesterday.
I like the carrot and the stick approach most times. And in this case, I think we could find a stick if we were looking for it to really do the job. This is not that. And so for Shams to say that this is relegation, no, it's not. I mean, those teams still get their pick. Those teams still get to play in the league. So let's not call it relegation. I guess it is a mild punishment. But what you're going to do, though, is they didn't stop the try to lose. Adam Silver going, you should be trying to win at all costs, blah, blah, blah. No, you just shifted who is trying to lose.
Exactly right.
You didn't fix anything. You changed the incentive so that there's actually access to more teams, not fewer. So now instead of the bottom 2, 3, 4, 5 teams, and this is reiterating from yesterday, you've got teams 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 who are going to be trying to lose on purpose. Mm-hmm. Or, as you put out yesterday, you're going to have teams that are going to try not to win their first game until February.
Yeah.
And then go ahead and play at the end of the year.
Turn it on. Fine. We'll climb up and not be one of the 3 worst teams in the league, but we're good enough to make sure we're in that 4 through 10 spot.
You're not fixing anything. And it makes me laugh to hear Shams, who seems like an intelligent person, go on and say, oh, this fixes everything, because it doesn't. So you're either lying or you're not a very smart person.
So here, I'll pull up the standings.
So
right now.
I'd go, in that case, probably being untruthful. Or it's his idea, which would make it even more hilarious. That he's out there defending it because it's like, oh, this was my idea, guys.
So, okay, here's the really interesting part of this. Just to quickly reiterate, it's the 3-2-1 model. The bottom 3 teams in the NBA of the 3 worst records will get 2 lottery balls each. Teams 4 through 10 get 3 lottery balls each. Teams 11, 12, 13, and 14, which is the 9-10 play-in tournament teams, get 2 lottery balls. And then the teams that lose the 7-8 play-in, which is teams 15 and 16, each get 1 lottery ball. So there are some lottery odds you can get, and they expand lottery out that way. So obviously the answer is you want to have the best lottery odds, so you want to fall between teams 4 and 10. And you would think, okay, teams 4 and 10, that's not a huge number of teams. That's only 7 teams total. I guess you can make that work. Jake, guess off the top of your head. What do you think the win window was between Team 4 and team 10 in the NBA.
Yeah, as far as the worst goes.
As far as worst goes to however
So
the most
team
the
4 was probably what?
Well, it's the Utah Jazz. So
Yeah,
you know the
what
number.
is it? 22. 22.
So the 10th best team or 10th worst team,
Probably what, 40?
42.
Yeah.
So there's a 20-win window where as long as you're in that window and you know you're not
You're
making
good.
the playoffs, you're totally fine. So let's say you go and you're a team that says we want to we want to be in the lottery. We want to hold on to our pick. That's our goal. There's 3 dudes at the top of the lottery, and we're going to have whatever X% chance of going up and getting them. And we don't want to be one of the 3 worst, but we don't want to be teams 11, 12, or 11 through 16. So we just got to be somewhere in this window of 22 to 42. While, yes, that gives you some leeway to win games, it also gives you more than enough leeway to just lose as much as you want.
Think about this for a second, Ben, and I'm glad you're talking about it this way because I haven't thought about it. These new rules would not have changed the Jazz last season at all.
Correct.
It would have changed 2 seasons ago.
Uh-huh.
But what we
Yes,
saw
no, exactly
this
right.
year would not have changed
Right.
one bit. The
The
Jazz
season
would
that just wrapped up would have not changed at all.
not changed at all. The Jazz would still have been on pace to win 30 whatever games, and they would have still panicked and said, "Mylanta, we're going to win too much." And they would have still pulled the plug,
Yeah.
and they would have still had that disastrous February and March that we all experienced. It wouldn't have changed anything.
No, it wouldn't have changed
So
anything.
even the Jazz, their team, is the inspiration for all of this revolutionary activity. And these new rules would not have changed the Jazz behavior one bit.
Yeah, well, let me ask you this. Honestly, I mean, I don't know the math of how many NBA games are played total every year. It's whatever, 30 teams, 82 games, but you divide that by 2 because they play each other. So however, 2,400 games or whatever it is, 1,200 games that are played in the NBA every season. How many actual games do you think it changes, the approach? Total in the NBA.
Probably not that many.
Like
handful.
Yeah,
maybe?
a handful. Honestly, I think you might be talking. It's like way fewer than 20.
Yeah.
Way fewer than 20, especially if teams trying to win games. I think you're talking about maybe 20 individual games that are going to be changed by this rule. Not every night for 3 straight months teams are adjusting differently. I don't think that's going to happen. I think teams are going to park between 4 and 10. Those teams already win 1 of every 3 game. They're not good enough to win 2 out of every 3 games. So nothing's going to change for those teams that are between 22 and 42 wins. They just have to be somewhere in that range. So, yeah, maybe if the Jazz said we don't have to be so aggressive, we can win a couple of more games here, but they're not going to risk their pick. And then the teams that are really bad aren't going to be able to catch them. And it's only going to really matter for the teams that are within striking distance of the bottom 3 teams in the NBA, which, again, the Pacers and Nets won 19 and 20 games. They were the second and third worst teams in the NBA. They weren't even close, truthfully, Jake, to the Memphis Grizzlies, who won 25 games. Not even close in the standings. So Memphis doesn't have to change anything. They don't have to play harder because they're still going to be 19 and 20 win teams. The Jazz and the Kings might have had to keep an eye on 3 or 4 different games more this year to make sure they don't fall to the bottom 3. That's it. That's all it's going to be. I don't think you're going to see suddenly, and I'll gladly eat my words if this works, and I hope it does work in all honesty, but I don't think it's going to. If we see 10 more teams, the bottom 10 teams in the NBA all have 30 wins, great. That will make for a far more competitive product, and I think that can be beneficial. Again, I would remind you those teams are never on national TV. Those are not the teams that are making the NBA a lot of money right now by selling to NBC and ESPN and, Amazon and TNT, or it's not TNT anymore, but wherever you're watching your games. Those aren't the teams that are swinging these huge financial opportunities. So I'm just very skeptical that this is going to have a rapid overhaul on the approach, just like you're saying. It wouldn't have changed anything at all for the Jazz last year. And the Jazz were even right on that cutting line. It certainly doesn't change anything for Memphis, Dallas, New Orleans, Chicago, who were all between 25 and 31 wins and just can't fall out of that range. Super easy to do.
I hope that they name the rules the Jazz rules. I hope that that's what they're known by.
Yeah.
The Jazz tanking rules. And they wouldn't have changed anything the Jazz did at all.
That's very funny.
That's very funny. They would have behaved in the exact same manner.
Yep. The exact same manner.
The exact same manner.
All 4 years, maybe 2 years ago they would have changed
2
it.
years ago it would have changed.
But that was
'cause
the only year. You're talking
that was
about
it.
1 year out of 4 that, yes, becomes the, quote, Utah Jazz rule.
Yep.
That something would have been different.
They're going to call this the Jazz rule, and it wouldn't have changed one dang thing.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Really funny.
Real quick.
And actually, you know what? Do you know why it's actually going to be the Jazz rule? Why it would be more apropos? Because what did the Jazz do the first 2 years? They were a 500 team who tanked to get into the top 10.
Yep.
That's actually what you're encouraging
wanna
teams to do.
That is funny.
That's the Jazz rule of it, but they're going to think it's the last 2 years.
Oh, man,
and
the
it's
irony.
The first 2.
The irony of that.
Yeah.
Wow. By the way, our friend Ute Shasta Trailer, by the way, shout out to Mike, gives us a little history lesson.
Mm-hmm.
Jefferson's Starship came about when Jefferson Airplane split in the 80s and was formed by Gracie Slick and Paul Cantner. After Cantner left, they just became Starship, led by Gracie and Mickey Thomas. Basically, Starship was a glossy top 40 hit-making machine.
Did he say Gracie? Like he friends with her? I think she
No,
goes by
I
Grace.
say I said Gracie.
Okay.
Oh, she went by Gracie back in the
Oh,
day.
did she? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Interesting person, that Grace Slick.
Well, she was amazing when they were Jefferson Airplane.
Yeah.
You know, they were born out of the Haight-Ashbury, just like the Grateful Dead and all of that. In fact, they played on the Grateful Dead's first album,
Oh,
I
okay.
think. Or maybe it was vice versa. Maybe the Grateful Dead played on their first album. That sounds more like it. Anyway, good times, good talk. Good hearing from you, Shasta Trailer.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. We will have more coming up next. In fact, we've got What You Got Wednesday coming up next. I don't know if I'm excited or dreading it. Probably.
Well, one of
dreading
them's right up your alley.
I know. But those are often the ones that you miss on, right?
Yeah, for sure.
We had one that was way up my alley like a month ago when I got smoked.
Yeah.
It was like celebrity something or other, and you creamed me.
Yeah.
All right, stay tuned. What You Got Wednesday, straight ahead, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Your home for the best sports radio for your afternoon drive is right here. This is Jake Scott and Ben Anderson on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
What you got Wednesday? What's the deal? Jake's got rules, Ben's out to steal. Bozo takes their spinning around. Flush it down, flush it down.
Jacob Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. It's time for What You Got Wednesday. By the way, we're still kind of moving this segment around to find its new home. We're not sure if we want to put it like earlier, like in the 3 o'clock hour and get some votes going, or if it really is not to honk our own horns, but it's a popular segment. So do we want to drop it in the 5 o'clock hour? We're still kind of
I like the
feeling
idea
it out.
3:30 because people can respond throughout the show. But that also means we have to keep talking about it throughout the show.
which sometimes is not so much.
Not that interesting.
So we're going to try it at 3:30 today and see how it goes.
Okay. We did 5:30 last week.
If you're new to the show, Ben and I go head-to-head into 5 and you're probably chance you're new to the show, into 5 selection drafts, 1 sports-related, 1 not, and then we put it out on the Talk Snap for a vote. Christian, how'd it go last week?
Last week, legendary athletes to come through Utah in honor of Messi. You guys tied 50-50, split the vote right down the middle. And talented families, Jake, you won that one 60-40.
Nice. Okay. So Ben will take the not sports, and I'll take the sports. Does that work? All right. What is our sports-related topic?
Another, I guess, Messi-inspired draft, right? Short athletes.
So short kings.
Short kings or queens.
Or queens. All right. But athletes that are notoriously short.
Yeah, not just like, well, you know, whatever. Yes, short
we're not
athletes.
gonna. We decided we're not gonna benchmark it and say like 6'1" and below or anything like that. But so if you draft somebody who's 6'8", like that, I mean that's not gonna
get you any votes.
Right.
The idea is the people will choose. The people
notoriously
will vote.
short. I get the first pick. I'm gonna go with Lionel.
Yeah. It's maybe the greatest soccer player of all time, and he's a little guy.
Notoriously short.
How tall is Messi?
Lionel Messi.
Messi, height 5'7", little guy, and he looked. I mean, it was weird watching him play against RSL and realize, oh, even here he's the smallest person. You know, it's not just like he's small over there because they have bigger, better athletes. He's just small everywhere. Okay, I will go with. There's not an obvious number 2 pick. In fact, I don't know if there's an obvious number 1 pick. I will go with probably the person everyone thinks. I'll just go with Muggsy Bogues because it's freakish how little he was. And
he's like my favorite basketball player of all time.
And you were a Charlotte guy, which is cool.
Yeah, I was a big Hornets fan. And apparently he's just the coolest dude.
But he's legitimately 5'3" and played in the NBA for a decade. It's insane
Started.
that he made. Oh, was like one of the guys. He was easily a top 100 player in the NBA.
He was in Space Jam.
He was in Space Jam. But the fact that he wasn't a novelty act, the fact that not only did he played 900 games and was legitimately very impactful and one of the best defenders in the NBA because he just was always up inside of whoever he was defending to get steals and pokeaways. He was really incredible.
Beloved in Charlotte.
Yeah, I believe it.
All right. Now, I'll let you guys adjudicate on this, but I have a justification. Serena Williams.
Okay.
I don't actually know how tall Serena is, but for her to be better than her sister, who's legit 6 feet, I always thought was pretty wild. Like, as far as tennis build goes, Venus should have been way better.
You're right. You're thinking long, lanky, the ability
Tall,
to create leverage.
All that. Venus is tall.
Serena is 5'9", so she is above average height for a woman, but not enormous for a tennis player.
Right.
It's fine with me. Again, I'm happy to let the voters vote on it. If they
Christian,
think that's a bad
do you have
call,
any thoughts?
I would say that the average height for a professional athlete woman is probably taller than 5'9", right? So
Yeah.
she's below that threshold.
All right.
the fact that her sister is there and is so much taller than her, I think makes it a more legitimate
That's my
pick.
justification.
I think it's totally fair.
All right.
All right. I will also go with the woman. And even though this is a small person sport, Simone Biles is like 4'8".
Yeah,
she's not just gymnast short. She's crazy short for anybody. So I'm going to go with Simone Biles, who might be the greatest gymnast of all time, and she is 4'8". Can she reach a door handle? It's so little. So shout out Simone Biles.
She can't ride the cannibal at Lagoon.
Yeah, right. She can't do any of the rides. I don't know if she can do puff.
Okay, I'm going to throw in some local flavor here, but truly an amazing story that I bet against. Not really bet, but I said there was no way he was going to have an NFL career, and he has. Is he still? Did he play last year?
He was at the very least on a practice squad.
Britton Covey.
Yep, Britton Covey, no question about it.
5'2".
All against all odds.
Against
He is
all odds.
So little. It's crazy.
He shouldn't have been a D1 football player, let alone like a punt returner. I mean, that dude's a great story.
Yep. And also a cool dude. Very Muggsy. I don't know if he's Muggsy Boguesy, but every time I've talked to him, which is probably a dozen times, he's just he's just totally with it and appreciative of his life and really enjoyable to be around. So absolutely shout out Britton Covey. Very cool story. All right, I'll go football too. I hate to just be copying what you're doing. I will go with Wes Welker, who is he's not the go-to little football player, but Wes Welker was incredible as a receiver, which has now turned into usually a lot of very big players. Wes was dominant. All the Super Bowls with the Patriots. Give me Wes Welker.
What number is this for me, Christian?
This will be your fourth pick.
All right, I'm going to go with it. Spud Webb.
Yeah.
The other point guard that we associate with being short, and he won the dunk contest.
Yeah.
Which is pretty amazing because he was what, 5'10", 5'7"?
Oh, he's 5'7". He could dunk. Like the greatest athlete of all time, 5'7", and you can dunk.
That was back when real names participated too.
Yeah, that was back against his
against
teammate
Dominique.
Against Dominique Wilkins,
Yeah,
his
and
teammate.
he got some little guy points. Like they gave him some extra votes, but
he deserves it.
Good. He could absolutely fly. All right, I hate to pick this guy because he's a cheater, and not off the field. I don't know what he does off the field. Do whatever you want to do, but I hate the Houston Astros. But Jose Altuve, was hitting 30 home runs a year. He's 5'6", and has not Aaron Judge power, but absolutely was like a big-time hitter. Had a ton of power in his prime. Hit 31 home runs in 2021. He hit that was doubles. Excuse me. He hit 31 home runs in 2019. 31 home runs in 2021. How does that guy that small have that much power? And that's just technique and, strength. Crazy.
And
then he knew what pitch was coming, which really helped.
And it was probably, juiced.
Maybe. Bat was corked, whatever it was. And they told him what pitch was coming. His teammates all did. That was cheating. But
all right, this guy wasn't very good, but he was just teeny. Darren Sproles.
Yeah.
The little running back for the Chargers.
And he was fine. He was good. Also did some kick returning, right? Like he kind of did a little bit of everything, and was a little guy. Darren Sproles. He was cool. Cool story.
Yeah, there you go.
Is that it?
You've got one more, I think.
I've got one more.
Ben, you get the last pick.
Okay. I'm going to go Allen Iverson. He's not quite like the littlest little player, but you think of maybe the best little player in basketball history. He's the best small guard. So I'll take AI.
All right, review.
Jake, you had the number 1 pick. You went Lionel Messi, Serena Williams, Britton Covey, Spud Webb, and Darren Sproles. Ben went Muggsy Bogues, Simone Biles, Wes Welker, Jose Altuve, and Allen Iverson.
If you want to put their heights next to them in the vote, that would be helpful, but I know that's a lot of work. Other names we left off? Celtics, Isaiah Thomas?
Yeah, I thought about him.
Yogi Berra, little.
Was he small?
Yeah, he's like 5'8", not very big.
I mean, we could have picked like NASCAR drivers or something.
Horse jockeys.
Yeah, I don't know any of those, but I know like Jimmy Johnson can't be a tall man.
Manny Pacquiao's little as a boxer.
Yeah. Oh, we could have gone.
Those little boxers are small.
You could have gone the boxing route, for sure.
But no, I think that's a pretty good list. I don't think there's anyone aggressive. I'm glad you got Britton Covey.
Yeah. Well,
it was a good pick.
What's our not sports?
Utah Mammoth in Las Vegas playing the Knights. Hopefully they're not listening. We don't want them to get distracted. They got a big game tonight. We're going to go with best Vegas things.
Okay.
I'm not a Vegas person. You are a Vegas person.
I love
so
Vegas.
This leans in your favor very heavily. But I will tell you from afar, my favorite thing about Vegas is the sordid history.
Oh, that's a good pick.
It started out as a outlaw town. They like the idea that this is in the middle of the desert. It's hard to get to.
It started out as a Mormon town.
Yeah.
And then evolved into an outlaw
But even that's
town.
a cool story.
It's a great
that's
story.
A cool part of it.
No,
And
that intertwining, like how Harry Reid became Speaker of the, or not Speaker of the House, but Senate Majority Leader.
Yeah.
Like, is an amazing story and all wrapped up with the origins of Vegas. No, that's a great pick.
So, and it still kind of has some of that. The reason it is what it is today is because of where it came from.
Uh-huh.
It's not quite as sordid, but it's still somewhat Sin City for a reason. So I like that part of it.
All right, my number 1 pick is I'm picking with my heart here, and I'm going to go with Fremont Street.
Okay.
The Fremont Street experience.
The old strip.
The old strip. I love Fremont Street.
You did mention that the Golden Nugget is your favorite
It is my favorite hotel.
Yeah.
I like to swim in the pool with the sharks. I once saw Richard Cheese at the Golden Nugget, which might have been the highlight of my life. Great buffet, good steak restaurant. I love Fremont Street. And the weirdos that are on the street itself is very charming.
Okay. I think that's totally fair.
The Heart Attack Grill is on Fremont Street.
Never been. I've been to Fremont Street.
Did you know if you weigh over 350 pounds, you eat for free at the Heart Attack Grill?
Well, we should
I
start
think they had
working
to
on
up it to 400.
Did they? Well, I
think
know they
so.
have a big cattle scale
That
right
you
out
walk and
there
step
on
Yeah.
Fremont Street.
All right. I will go with, and if this is too vague, let me know. But I'm going just with casinos. Now, I don't have a favorite casino because I don't gamble. I don't play poker. I don't play slot machines. I don't gamble. But I do love just walking through casinos and seeing how bizarre this part of the world is that doesn't really exist in a whole lot of spots.
Well, you're kind of stepping on. Well, tell me this because you're kind of stepping on my next pick, but
Okay.
I'll go ahead and then maybe we can make a ruling on all of it. I was just going to go with sports books.
No, so I think that's different enough.
I think maybe we can clarify, did you want walking through the casino? Because
Yes.
a lot of people do that.
That's a ton. That's what I do because I don't like losing money, and that's all I would do. So yes, you can even say casino people watching or walking through the casino. I think that's totally fair because it's not the gambling because I don't gamble, but I do like the walking through the weirdness of it all.
I like sitting in a sports book even when I don't have a dang dime on the line where you could just access like
All the
100 sporting events at once is pretty wild.
And now
So-
look, this is a nostalgia thing for me, which is funny because neither of my parents were smokers, but there is still something funny about going inside of places that smell like cigarettes that remind me of my childhood because when I used to go to Village Inn, it smelled like cigarettes
Mm-hmm.
because half there was a smoking section, which when you're indoors, the entire restaurant.
Yep.
But there was a smoking section and it still smells like my childhood, even though I didn't grow up in a smoking household.
All right, you're up.
Okay, I will go with Vegas Summer League. It is cool. It has turned into a little bit of a circus, but again, if you want to walk through the casinos, you're going to just see 15 NBA people, whether it's players or teams or talked about Jeff Van Gundy. Like, you are going to see. I was in one, and Greg Oden was just walking around, like 5 years after he was out of the NBA. Like, hey, that's Greg Oden. It's like, if you want to go and see NBA players, go down and see it. It's a cool thing to be a part of. And then the actual games are fun.
Is this 4 for me, Christian? 3. All right. I'm going to go with residencies.
Yeah, I have it number 2 on my board. I was going to wait on it.
The fact that, and okay, this happened to me. I was down in, shout out to my late uncle who got married in Vegas like 15 years ago, 20 years ago. And we all went down there and just decided to get tickets to Elton John.
Yeah.
Because Elton John was at Caesars for
months,
several months.
Years, yeah, whatever.
So can you imagine just being like, oh, let's just go see Elton John tonight? That should be awesome.
Yeah.
And there's like 10 of those in Vegas in any one period of time.
Right. And some are lesser and some are greater.
Yep.
But it is a cool thing that they do. And that's, by the way, that's been a thing. That's a part of the culture.
Yeah.
That's not a new advent.
No, the Rat Pack.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's been a part of that idea. I think
At
that's
the
great.
Sands.
All right. I will go with, and I've never been there yet, but it does seem like it's the future and what's coming, and I'm going to go eventually. I will take the Sphere. I even like seeing the Sphere from the outside. I think it looks cool.
You know, it's funny you say that because, well, it does look cool. I'm not going to disagree, but I made a decision like a week ago, never going.
Oh, you're putting the kibosh.
Have you read about Jim Dolan's surveillance stuff?
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you been reading about that?
Yeah.
And the crazy, crazy stuff that he is doing? I'm sure.
The second you walk in there.
Okay, there's no way he's not selling all that info that he's going to strip off you the second you walk in there to. You're going to be on like call and email list for the rest of your life.
Yeah, at best.
At best.
Yeah, the best is you're getting harassed for the rest of your life by callers.
Yeah, maybe harassed by Jim himself.
Who knows?
So I know, I'm not even kidding.
Okay.
Like, because it does look appealing, and like PK's been, and says it's amazing, and I was dying to go see The Dead when they were there, but I don't think I'm going to do it.
Okay. There's a chance I never make it inside, but I like walking around the town or driving into town and seeing it, and it's lit up, and that's fun.
Listen, if your son insulted Jim Dolan's son at school or something like that, he will spot you the second you walk into MSG and 86 you in 30 seconds flat.
Yep.
Because he is a crazy person, who has access to some wild surveillance technology that the government shouldn't have, let alone James Dolan.
Has way too much power.
But I mean, it's cool. I agree with you. I'm going to go with pools. I told you the Nugget pool was my favorite, but pretty much every resort now has an awesome pool.
I've had a lot of fun hanging out in the pools. And they're open till late, and there's concerts sometimes.
Oh,
and there's
and bars,
movies
and they have, the Nugget has a table you could swim up to and play a little blackjack.
That guy face down on the old strip, usually in one of the pools.
Got to go with
Floating
the pool.
at the top.
Got to go with the pool.
Yeah, no, and because it's just so awful and hot, you have to get in the pool. What else are you going to do? All right, you know what I'll go with, thinking about it? I love the lights. I love the lights of Vegas. And if you want to say the neon lights or the signs or whatever, however you want to describe it, I do love how lit up the town is at night and how bizarre it is. And I do think it's just pure light pollution, which is not bad. It's just light pollution, but I do like seeing it.
They have a neon sign museum that you should go to because it's really cool. Yeah. If you ever go to Vegas, because you hate Vegas, but if you do like the lights, you would like that.
Yeah, the Vegas lights.
Like that.
Like that?
I'm gonna go with the food.
Yeah, I have it too.
It's turned into a real foodie town. I ate at Emerald's restaurant in the MGM once.
Shout out our friend John Paul listening. JP,
oh, yeah?
who is just the ultimate Vegas
He's a
dirtbag.
Vegas guy for sure.
Yeah, JP's the best. And the worst thing about him is how much he loves Las Vegas because he's, as he says, he's culturally Italian. He's saying Piero's Italian cuisine in Vegas. He's
I bet it's amazing.
Oh, and JP.
I bet it's amazing. JP,
I bet an Italian dinner with JP is one of the great experiences in life.
I've taken multiple restaurant recommendations from our guy, John Paul.
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah, I know he does.
Yeah, he knows.
There's the reason I'm asking him.
Shout out JP. He says, my kind of town.
Oh, Vegas is the best.
Christian, you have
Vegas
family
ties
in Vegas.
Yes, in-laws live in Vegas.
What did we miss?
Do you want to recap and tell us what we missed?
Yeah, we'll recap. Ben, you had the first pick. You went Sordid History, Walking Through the Casinos, the Las Vegas Summer League, the Sphere, and the Neon Lights. Jake went Fremont Street, sports books, Las Vegas residencies, swimming pools, and the food. No strip on there.
Yeah.
What kind of strip?
The Strip. Oh. The Las Vegas Strip.
Right.
Listen, pervert, this is a family show.
So we're not talking about the Glitter Gulch here.
No, James Harden.
Well, the Gulch is gone now, but
gambling in general, like a
gambling.
Yeah,
gambling. Yeah, we could have said. I thought of taking any of the games.
You could probably see a theme in my picks that none of them have to do with spending money because I go to the summer league for free because I do it for work, and it's like watching people gamble or taking in the lights outside. I don't spend money. I don't like spending a lot of money, and that's the cheapest way you can do Vegas.
There's a lot of other cool museums like the Mob Museum. The Anatomy Museum or something?
Oh, the one that used to be at the Tropicana?
Yeah.
Yeah. The Mob Museum is amazing. I definitely would recommend that. I thought of Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah, shows.
Movies about Vegas. I like movies about Vegas. It's like a good movie town. Casino. I know you like Casino.
I love Casino.
The Hangover. Yeah, the first one's good. I know they ruined it by making the same movie 3 times over. It's not perfect, but what's the...
Vegas Vacation?
Oh, Vegas Vacation is hilarious.
Vegas Vacation is amazing.
Fear and Loathings, the book is great.
The movie's
very
good too.
Funny. The movie's funny. Yeah.
All right. I like it. I like Vegas things. That's good.
Ocean's 11 is an insanely fun movie and is all Vegas. So
what is that, the prequel to Ocean's 33?
Started it all.
Didn't they end up with a crew of like 26 people by the time they stopped making those movies?
No, they didn't stop. They're making 2 more.
Oh, they are?
A prequel and another sequel.
Well, they've run out of ideas in Hollywood.
Correct. And yeah, these make money. Con Air, great Vegas movie.
I've actually never seen that movie.
Oh, Con Air. One of the stupidest things that's ever been created and just great to watch. Better than Uncut Gems.
Gotta tell you, I can't really handle Nick Cage.
Oh, and this is the worst Nick Cage has ever been.
Yeah.
He's got a horrible accent. He's got the mullet. But the cast of characters around him is fun.
Is what makes it?
It actually makes it a fun movie.
All
but
right.
Nick is as bad as it gets.
Hey, shout out to JP.
Yeah. Listener. Again, I can't believe people listen.
JP's the best.
Yeah, JP is the
Stay
best.
tuned. We will have more for you coming up next. We're going to talk some Big 12, I guess, headlines.
Yeah.
Because some off the field stuff going on with Texas Tech writer Don Williams. That's coming up at 4:30. Obviously, the Mammoth, a big topic on the show today. Mike Folta, the voice of the Mammoth, was going to be with us at the top of the 5 o'clock hour. Stay tuned. It's the Jake and Ben Show, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Mom, can you tell me a story?
Sure. Once upon a time, a mom needed a new car.
Was she brave?
She was tired, mostly. But she went to Carvana.com and found a great car at a great price. No secret treasure map required.
Did you have to fight a dragon?
Nope, she bought it 100% online. From her bed, actually.
Was it scary?
Honey, it was as unscary as car buying could be.
Did the car have a sunroof?
It did, actually.
Okay, good story.
Car buying you'll want to tell stories about. Buy your car today on
Carvana.
Delivery fees may apply.
Systems go. This is Jake Scott and Ben Anderson. Now, every day from 2 to 6 on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Jacob at 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Our friend U State Iceman on the Talk Snap sent this in, Ben. We just did What You Got Wednesday. Favorite Vegas stuff. He says, you forgot the Mob People, Lake Mead, that pawn shop that was on TV.
Oh, yeah.
Could have gone with the Pawn Stars guy. I've driven by that thing.
What about the
Hated that whole thing.
drive-in weddings?
Yeah, the Elvis impersonators. There's lots.
We could have gone with Elvis in general.
Yeah, Elvis in general. Yeah, absolutely. Colton says the best thing about Vegas is seeing it in your rearview mirror when you drive home.
Wow. Really?
That's harsh.
That is harsh. Hey, what was the matter with Pawn Stars? I wasn't in love with the show, but I watched it a couple
I just
times.
thought it was fake.
Oh, it was totally fake. But I do like that there was like some historical, like they wove history in with
I
these.
think that
like,
part of it's interesting.
with these bananas people.
You're right. I like the historical aspect of it. What's the roadshow, Antiques Roadshow aspect of it.
Yeah.
I like that show on PBS. I like it better than I liked Pawn Stars. But I always hated the idea of like, what I like about Antiques Roadshow is they're surprising people with how much their stuff is worth. And the little bald guy with the goatee was like, this is the single greatest version of this I've ever seen in my life. My expert tells me it's worth $28,000. And he goes up to the guy, he's like, I'll give you $400. And if you don't like it, get out of my shop. Jeez. relax, pal. And I get that's A, part of the show, and B, pawn shop culture. But I just didn't like the group of people. I hated the dad. but
Rest
no.
in peace, by the way.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that show stunk.
The part of it,
Out
I
on
like.
Pawn Stars.
Some idiot comes in and says, these are Bugsy Siegel's briefs from 1926. Said, well, I'm going to have to look into that. And they dig into the history. It was somewhat interesting.
These are Muhammad Ali's shoes from the Rumble in the Jungle. A priceless heirloom. Because, you're right. $4.
Best I could do.
Best I can do.
But that's
or get out of my
shops.
face.
I've never actually pawned anything, but isn't that what they do?
They tell you
I mean, that's how it's portrayed in every movie.
I apologize. I hope this guy's listening and reach out to me if it's the case. I owe a pawn shop $5. And I'm not kidding about this. I had these old Hi-8 videotapes of my family. And Hi-8 cameras are hard to find because they're old and they're dead and they don't work very well. So I went into a pawn shop because I thought, maybe they will have them because it's hard to find at the DI or secondhand or anything. And I wanted to convert these tapes to digital. So I went into a pawn shop and I said, would you happen to have any cameras like this? Because they are very specific in what they work. Because some of them are Hi-8 and some of them are Super 8. And he's like, some guy actually just brought 2 in. Why don't you try them out? And he said, try them out. And if they don't work, just bring them back and it'll be fine. He says, but if they do work, keep it, come back and give me $5. And it worked, and I never went back. And it wasn't to be mean. I was doing it around Christmas, and the holidays got busy, and I just never went back in. And now I swear I don't know which pawn shop it was.
So you just admitted on air
I stole.
that you stole.
I stole from a pawn shop, which is probably the one person you don't want to steal
Yeah,
from.
you're going to get beat up.
But I really feel bad about this because this is now 10 years old, and I owe some long hair from a pawn shop $5 for the camera he gave me. And my apologies.
But isn't that how it's portrayed in every movie? Is like I'm at the end of my rope. I've got this Rolex that my grandfather gave me in 1972. This thing should be worth like $50K or something. And you go in and be like, I'll give you $25.75
And a sandwich.
And then the person eventually does it, right?
Yeah, they're like, well, I guess I'm on the end of my rope. I was not lying.
Right.
I can't wait for somebody to come and buy it elsewhere.
Again, not that I watched that show all that much, but I thought the history part was interesting. The characters, like all reality shows, are just
caricatures.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Shout out to our local pawn people.
We were going to play a Seth Greenberg clip here. Why don't we save it for a little later
Yeah.
on? Because one of my least favorite people on the planet is defending a bad idea. So let's break him over the coals. I'm all for it, but we don't have time at the moment to do it. We'll get to our 4:00 reset coming up next. Don't forget, we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on in the Big 12 on and off the field with Don Williams, who covers Texas Tech. He's going to join us at 4:30. Mike Folta at 5. It's the Jake and Ben Show, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Hey, sweetie, your mother showed me this Carvana thing for selling the car. I'm going to give it a try. Wish me luck. Me again. I put in the license plate. It gave me an offer. Unbelievable. Okay, I accepted the offer. They're picking it up Tuesday from the driveway. I haven't even left my chair. It's done. The car's gone. I'm holding a check. Anyway, Carvana, give it a whirl. Love ya.
So good, you'll want to leave a voicemail about it. Sell your car today on
Carvana.
Pickup fees may apply.